You're listening to the Service Business Marketing Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping your service-based business grow and thrive using the latest technology in internet marketing. And now, here's the host of our show and the CEO of Grow Inc., Matt Law.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another training episode. Super excited to be with you. In this training, we're going to go through some deep stuff, some pretty cool technical stuff. We're going to talk about how you can automatically book appointments after hours through automation. I think you're going to find it really, really helpful. As a reminder, this is a training series and kind of going in order. We encourage you to start with episode 1 and listen in order because the training kind of builds on itself. And if you start with the 4-step marketing formula, unique selling points, platforms and offers, marketing arsenal, marketing automation, this will all make sense to you because I'm going to discuss it as we kind of go. We also have some cool bonus episodes. We've talked about all kinds of things about how to survive recessions, who an ideal customer for growth is, all kinds of cool things. And those are just me sharing some entrepreneurial and helpful information to help you win and stay encouraged in your service business. That said, you'll find those bonus episodes, but you can also listen through all of our training. Hopefully you find it all very, very helpful. A little bit about myself before we kick off our training today. My name is Matt Law. I am the co-founder and the CEO of Grow Inc. My business partner, Jeff, is an awesome musician, number one, but he's a gifted rainmaker, marketer, and entrepreneur. He owned a service business and was into video and all kinds of online marketing. Like I said, he is a very gifted musician, but then we became friends when we met at a consulting gig several years ago, and we started on our plan to grow a business. We called it Grow Inc., GRO.Inc. That's also our domain name because we only want to work with clients that we can help win, and there's a formula that we use, and we cover that in this podcast. Last year, we had clients grow between 40 and 100% year over year, actually a little bit over 100% now. And so we're super thankful for the clients that have seen growth. All of our clients are growing, and we're proud of that, excited of that. Clients that we've had more than 1 year who are continuing on that growth journey. Some of them grew by another 40% that next year. So we're excited to help companies find a solution to a formula and a process and a team that can help them put all the things that they learn about in this podcast together, put them all together so that they can win. I've been doing marketing a long time. I share sometimes I've got a lot of gray hair, more every day, probably work with over 200 companies from small startups to multi-million-dollar companies, e-commerce, been doing Google ads since 2001 and SEO about that long as well. Had an agency since 2007 and just a lot of stories there to go along. So today we're going to jump into the training. It'd be nice if you could wake up in the morning, just stick with me for a second. If you could wake up in the morning and you had multiple jobs scheduled for the week, or maybe sales appointments, depending on what your business model goes. And I will tell you that it's possible, it's technical, and I'm going to walk you through that setup of that process. So today we're talking about how to get bookings after hours, how you can get bookings if you miss phone calls. We're going to be talking through text and automation and online scheduling and all of that. And here's the thing, as an entrepreneur, I know you're on 24/7, right? But wouldn't it be nice if you could take a break? What if you could allow technology to help you schedule? And so today we're going to dig in and talk through some phone system technology. We talk about SMS messages and how to get people to book online. So let's jump in. And here is the problem with what I see with a lot of service companies. Most everybody doesn't have a fancy phone system, right? So if you don't answer the phone, they're getting some voicemail greeting. And in the daytime, a lot of times you will miss phone calls because you're not in the office or no one's there to pick it up, or your office team, if they answer the phone, is on the other line, or maybe they're at lunch. I mean, let's be honest, not every call gets answered in the daytime, right? And it goes to some static voicemail. And it's probably from somebody who doesn't even work there anymore. They worked there 4 years ago, but you left it because their voicemail was nice, right? And they're like, hey, sorry, we can't answer the phone. Leave us a message. It's not good, right? And then at 5:30, you are at your kid's recital for dance or t-ball game or whatever. Nobody is answering the phone. And you see the phone calls come in, but no one leaves a message. And you have options, right? You know that there are answering services, and you could transfer them to a call center in India or somewhere else. And you know that it's not going to be a great experience because people want action, right? They want progress. And so you look and you can see people are hanging up when you're not able to answer. The call comes in on the other line, but you can't do anything, and people aren't scheduling themselves. And let's be honest, you're losing business. This is a problem. And I want to give you a win or a solution to at least help with that. And this is something we have to understand, right? This is why DoorDash is winning, right? People, and I think DoorDash is too expensive, by the way, but this is why it took off. People don't want to talk to people. They want easy, right? They want you to come and just show up with a few clicks of a button. The truth is, they don't want to talk to you, right? Nobody really wants to talk to us. No one wants to call your service business. They're not excited because if it's a big ticket item, then they're afraid of being sold, number one, right? If it's a small ticket item, they don't want to be upsold, right? They just want to make it easy. They want you to show up and then we'll figure it out. But their spouse has said, when are you going to call them? When are you going to do that? And then they finally get on their phone and they are ready to do that. And how much easier if they could just book online. And then they call and they don't get you on the phone. And so they're like, I'm not leaving a message. They weren't there. I'll try later. It's not a good win. And so why DoorDash wins is because you can pick up your phone and you can order. Like, think about you do that now. And I know some of you may be older than me. I'm in my late 40s, 48 years old at the time of this recording. But here's the thing. I don't like to call people. If I can book online and just make an appointment, I'll do that. That's so much easier for me. So here's how to set up your business to get more appointments. I know you're saying, Matt, no, I got to talk to somebody. No, I got to. I hear you say that, but here's the thing I want to tell you. You can do it that way if you want. But if I'm this way at my age, the next generation, they don't want to talk to anyone. Millennials, they would rather text you. All right. They would rather just click a button and book online. They don't want to call. And most of them, they don't even have their voicemails set up. So if you try to just call them back, like, they don't even have their voicemail set up. So this is a different world, and the world is changing. And I want to help your business come into the next century and be ready for how you can do this. Now, it's not easy, but it's very, very possible. And I'm going to walk you through how to do it. So the first thing that you need is an online appointment system. Now, I don't know what CRM you're using, but a lot of companies have CRMs that allow people to book online. ServiceTitan, House Call Pro. There's a few of them out there where people that your CRM, your application that you use to run your business, you actually can generate a link where people can book online. That solves a lot of headache for you if you have a CRM that does that already. So you basically already have that link. You can publish that link and people can book right online. So many CRMs have that feature in it already. All you have to do is enable it and then go through the settings. And so if that's you, I'd go through the settings. I would enable this. I would call it a free service meeting, free estimate meeting. Depending on how your business is set up, you give a couple different options. Enable it, fill out all of the fields, make sure you ask all of the questions, add additional fields to it so you can learn more about the customer. Like, what service do you need? Tell us what's going on with the problem. Capture their address, get all of that information. You want to ask for a lot of info so you can diagnose what's happening to see if this is a call you actually want to take. So enable it. If you have a CRM that has it. Now, let's say you're like, Matt, I don't have a CRM. I don't have anything. It's folders and paper, but I know I need this. Then you can set up a tool like Calendly. It's like calendar, but not calendar. It's Calendly. And so do a search for Calendly, Calendly. I think that's how it's spelled. And look for it. It's a great tool because it can connect to your calendar. So I don't know what calendar system you use, but hopefully if you have sales calls and appointments, hopefully you're using some sort of calendar. It's either a Gmail calendar, you're maybe using Outlook, maybe you're using like even Apple, but you can connect your calendar on Calendly to all of those. And so if you block off, say, a day and say, hey, I'm on vacation this week, or I'm on vacation this day, you can block it off and people won't be able to schedule on your calendar. You can also make it where they can't book the same day. You can make it where they book 2 days out. You can also add buffers in between your calls. So say you get someone to book on your calendar now, then you can take a buffer where no one can book for at least 2 hours, or maybe no one else that entire day. So I'm not saying that a calendar system like Calendly, or if your CRM, will solve all of your issues. You're going to still be talking to people. You're still going to answer the phone. But what I will tell you is that you could have a lot of appointments automatically booked on your calendar when you wake up in the morning, when you miss calls, by simply implementing what I'm about to share with you. So first of all, you have to have a system. Now, Calendly will give you a custom link. Your CRM will give you a custom link. There's other booking tools as well, but what you need to look for is a calendar tool that has Open API, Application Program Interface API, so that we can get tools talking together. And here I can read your mind already. Somebody is thinking out there and they're listening to a podcast, well, I've thought about doing this, but Matt, what if the leads are bad? Like, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to put a link on my website and the lead is bad. And this is what I'm going to tell you. If you ask for enough information up front, hey, tell me about the job you need. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me your address, and you get all of that information so you don't have to do anything but show up. If it's a bad lead, you will read it and you'll know. You'll say, yeah, this is not the type of project we want. This is low dollar, or whatever you're saying. Hey, this is just not our ideal customer. You will have their email and you will have their cell phone number, and you can text them. You can call them and say, hey, this isn't a type of project we could accept. I apologize. I would suggest so-and-so. I'm going to cancel our appointment. You can do that. It will take you 2 seconds, but that is better, way better to have that and get a lot of maybe one bad appointment here and there and a bunch of good ones than to throw out the baby with the bathwater, to basically say, I'm not going to do any online appointments because it's going to be bad leads or it's going to be stressful. You should not have, like if you use a calendar system and you put your appointments on there, it's impossible to have people double booked if you do it the right way. So the pushback is like, I'll have bad leads. No, you just cancel. You don't even have to call them. You just email them and text them. You're done. And then you move on and you take all the good ones. So once your appointment system is set up, you got to do that. And that's going to take a little bit of technical know-how and time, not super hard. But the next thing you want to do is share your link everywhere. So even if you're not super technical, you can do this in a lot of different ways. You could put it on your website, right? You could get your Calendly link. You could put a button on your website, give it to your web developer. You could put it in your Google profile. Like there's a website option, but then there is scheduling, and you can create a link for scheduling. For us, when we have people request quotes on our clients' websites, usually we instantly send out a text message and we also send out an email. What's cool about that is, say it's the middle of the night, they can get that link and then they can click on it and they can schedule their own appointment, right? We do this for a lot of clients. Or what they get that text and it says, hey, you can click this link to schedule an appointment. So that means the salesperson or the office person that is calling them to set up a sales appointment doesn't have to do that. Why? Because they're already scheduled. It's so cool. They schedule, hey, we got a notification. Okay, we no longer need to call that new lead. That new lead is already moved to the scheduled phase. And so you can share that link everywhere. Now, if you're just, say, a small company, I know I get emails from folks all the time. They're small, and they're like, hey, it's just me, one-man shop, and I'm trying to grow, Matt. I'm learning. You can do this. You can go to Calendly. You can set up that link. You could put it on your website. You could do that. And guess what? You're going to have people schedule on your calendar. You're going to get appointments that way. And when you do it, you're going to be like, man, this is awesome. Why didn't I do this sooner? So it's great. So you can share that. You want your prospects to be able to book without talking to you. If you make it complicated, they won't do it. You can ask for the information that's relevant to the appointment, what it's about, that you can get. But you don't want to ask 1,000 questions. You want it to be easy and they don't have to talk to you. Now, what happens if you send out an email and after they, request a quote and they don't book? Then you call them. It's no big deal, like you would any other lead. So number one, set up the online appointment system. If your CRM has it, enable it, set up all the features, get Calendly or something like that, and then share it everywhere. Google, website, all of your platforms. Now, what about the phone system? And this is where it gets complicated and it's not easy, but I'm going to walk you through the process. So now we want to connect it to our phone system and we want people to get some text so that if they call and we miss the call, they get a text so that they can have a link to schedule. So this is how you can do it. So you have to have your phone system, I don't know if you use like Comcast Business or whatever you use, Spectrum Business. Those are some of the companies down here, AT&T, Verizon Business, whatever it is. Most of the time they have a feature where if you don't answer, it can be transferred. So it's like no answer transfer. And what you want to do is you want to transfer the calls that you miss to a voicemail system or a cloud system. And I'll walk you through this. So we want to connect your phone system that if you don't answer it, it goes to the cloud system. And on nights and weekends or whenever you're off, it goes to the cloud system. And so what you do is you set up a cloud system, which is similar like this. And for us, we use a company called Voice over IP, VoIP.ms, which works. You can also use CallRail, which is another tool that we use for measuring phone calls. But I want to walk you through the high level so you understand. So imagine they call your office at 12:35. Susan is at lunch. She can't answer the phone. You're on the other line. You know it's a call coming in. You're like, dang it, I can't get to it. But then you take a breath because after 4 rings, they're going to get this option. Thank you for calling our company name. We're currently on the other line, but here's how we can help. If you'd like to receive a text message with a link to schedule an appointment online, please press 1 now. Again, if you'd like to schedule an appointment online, please press 1. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail and request a return phone call, please press 2 or stay on the line to leave a message. Depends on how the phone system's set up or which you do. You repeat it. Thanks again and have a great day. It's short, it's easy. People will press 1. That will transfer them to another line, which will then trigger the text. So you got to have 2 CallRail numbers and an API call that says, hey, if this phone rings, then send a text. Anyway, we'll walk through that in a second. So 2 things happen. 1, they get an option to request an appointment to text. And if they're a new lead, a lot of times they're going to do it. If it's after hours and they want to book an appointment, they're going to do it. The other thing is if it is somebody who wants to just leave you a voicemail, they're just going to stay on hold or they're going to press 2 and it will go to your voicemail box. It's all based on the rules that you set up, but you got to think of it that cloud phone system is a phone tree. It's a menu. And if they press 1, they will be directed to one of your numbers, which as soon as it rings, it sends out a text, an API call, which sends out a text. And if they press 2, they just go to a voicemail line. So it's a voicemail box. So it's a call tree. So whatever call system you use, whether it's VoIP.ms or if you use CallRail as like the tree setting, they have to be able to pick a number or two, and then it has to redirect to another number. So for us, if they press 1, it goes to CallRail, which then when that number rings, it automatically sends a text through API call. And then if it's leave a voicemail, it goes to a voicemail box. I will tell you right now, this is not an easy setup if you're not technical. If you're not technical enough, here's what I would do. I would get your link from your CRM or Calendly. I put it on your website, and that's how I would do it because that is the easiest way. Or I would check into your phone system and see if there is an option where if there's text messaging integrated with your phone system. If there is, you may be able to talk to that company and figure out how to implement a text. So what you're looking for is people to say, yes, please text me. And they press 1 and they get a text. If they say, I want to leave a voicemail, they go to voicemail. So it's not an easy setup. And so we use either VoIP.ms, voiceoverip.ms, which will set up a basic call tree with a recording and all of that. And I'll walk you through the recording. And then TextMagic is another tool that we implement through the API. So most of our clients use an app called TextMagic. So when someone fills out a form on a website, it'll automatically text them and say, hey, welcome to, requesting a quote or getting in touch. We'll be in touch soon. If you'd like to book online, you can click here. Otherwise, we'll be in touch to schedule you soon. And so it's an instant text that goes out when someone fills out a form on their website. So a lot of our clients are already using this, which is cool because when people respond, there's an app on their phone and on their computers. They log in to talk to that prospect. But here's what you need to know. It's great to use TextMagic because if you're already using this tool, it'll log in, it will send them a text. So they press 1 and then it automatically sends them a text. Now, what if they respond? Great. You're already using that app. So between CallRail and TextMagic and using some sort of API connection, such as Zapier or Make.com, you can connect all of these things together so it works. So kind of the way it works is if someone calls a CallRail number, you do an API call. So that dedicated number is called SMS messages. So if they press 1 on your call tree, it rings that number, which automatically says, hey, there's an API call from that. And then it sends out the message. Now I know some of you are like, I have no idea what you just said, Matt. I get it. It's technical. But if they leave a voicemail, the good part is it will get sent to the user as a attachment, MP3 format, and they also receive it transcribed. So they either get the voicemail, so no more calling in to check messages. It goes to email, can go to multiple people, or people get a text. Either way, it's a win. And I will say it is not an easy setup. You may have to even get a developer to do that. But if you have CallRail, VoIP.ms, Zapier, right, TextMagic, maybe Make, get this technically set up, it'll be really, really awesome. One thing I will say is that sometimes people are like, well, man, this is great, but I can't do the voiceover. Like how do I even get the recording? We use a tool called 11 Labs, and you can Google them, 11 Labs. It's AI voices. And you're like, Matt, this isn't going to be good. It's going to sound terrible. No, actually, it's going to be a lot better than you think. So we use it all the time for clients if they don't know who they're going to use or don't know. Check out 11 Labs, and you can get a voiceover for $5, and it's fantastic. For sending out messages and booking the appointment or getting them the link, again, we use a tool called TextMagic for texting, And with the API, it's all connected. So really, you could get this set up for not a lot of money. It is technical, but it's one of those things that covers you all the time in case, hey, like you're out to lunch. Hey, no worries. Let the system get it, and then they're going to get it. And next thing you know, they booked. People appreciate it because they would rather, and I hope you hear this, they got to call you. And if you don't pick up, they got to call the next guy. But then they hear, oh, to book an appointment online, which there's a reason why they're calling you. Press 1. And then press 1, they can book online. They get a text, boom. And next thing you know, you get an email saying, hey, they converted as that. And you feel like at least you gave your best chance. It's better than the lady from 4 years ago or 5 years ago who used to work for you's voice on your answering machine. And it shows, hey, you really do have your stuff together. So summary, if you don't answer or, they call into that system, no answer transfer feature, the call's forward. After hours, the call is forward. 100% of your missed calls get the chance to receive a text to book online. And I will say it does work. A couple things to kind of point out. If you can't do the phone system, it's too complicated. You can at least set up something like Calendly integrated and allow people to book online. As things get tighter in the economy and as millennials get older and that next generation, whatever they're called, I don't remember, but when that next generation comes up, they definitely aren't going to be calling, right? My daughter's generation, she's 15, she's in high school. They are not calling people. I'm just telling you right now, they will text, right? Or they will book online through an app, but they don't want to talk to anybody. You have to understand the world is different. So a couple common questions and we'll wrap up. Matt, is this expensive? No, it's actually super duper cheap. Calendly, I think you can get for like $10 a month, somewhere around there. Your phone line through VoIP.ms is probably just a couple bucks for the minute. If you're already using CallRail, which most of our clients are, that is about $50 a month, but that's for measuring all your marketing. So there's no additional expense. So yeah, it's not expensive at all, like for that service. And then it's just the time to integrate it. And so I think it's a no-brainer. Like you don't need an answering service. You need to get people the opportunity to schedule online. To me, it's fantastic for most businesses. You're like, well, Matt, I do sales calls. Like that's what it's great for. Matt, I do service appointments. It's great for that too. So you just gotta manage the technology well. So why don't you suggest call centers? Because call centers are terrible mostly. They don't care. And if they tell you they care, right, they don't. It's a USA-based call center, you tell me. Oh, it's USA-based, so they don't even have, it's the Philippines. Their accents are fantastic. Here's the thing I will tell you. If they're USA call centers, that is a minimum wage job, and those customers don't care enough. They don't get paid enough to care. And so they will mess up, and they just don't care. And remember, people don't want to talk anyway. They just want to get the answer, and they want to check it off their list. I think about this. If my wife were to say, Matt, hey, I need you to get a plumber, and I'm going through the list and one says book online, that one's going to get my vote more than likely just so I can do it from my computer. I don't have to do it from my iPhone. Don't have to get up and make a call. Don't have to call multiple people. I'm going to just book online. It's going to be easier. They want to say, hey, it's done. Lastly is like, what about bad leads? That happens. Right? Someone calls and they don't have the budget. They're not the right. They book out of area. You say very clearly, hey, this is the area we serve. Well, now I got to call them, Matt. No, you just text and email them and you move on and you unsubscribe them from your email or system, whatever they're in, and you're done and you move on. It really is not a big deal. And what I want to just encourage you, you've got one shot at getting a lead. I mean, they've called. And you got to pick up the phone. And if you can't pick up the phone, we got to get them into the system somehow. So I hope that this information you have found helpful and informative. And I appreciate you listening. A couple things as I kind of let you go. I want to remind you is that at Grow Inc., we've got a bunch of great resources on our website that are all free. So obviously you're listening through our training program. And again, I encourage you to go back to episode 1 and kind of go through all of those. Plus we got some cool bonus episodes, but on our website, you can request our book, which is A Blueprint for Growing Your Business. It is fantastic. It's short. It'll probably take you about 2 hours to read. We also have the audio version recorded professionally. What's cool about the audio version, you can listen to it while you drive, and it will kind of walk you through that blueprint for how we grow clients. Now, of course, in our training here, I'm giving you all the other services and tips and things that we do, from video marketing to SEO and pay-per-click and all of these things. And I hope you find that really, really helpful, plus the bonuses. But that book really is the formula for growth and having our clients grow by, 200, 300, 400% over a few years. So I hope you check those out. That's at GRO.inc. Again, this is Matt Law. Appreciate you listening and have an awesome day ahead. Take care, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the podcast today. We hope you found today's episode helpful and informative. For more information about Grow Inc. and to request our free marketing blueprint ebook and other resources, please visit www.grow.inc. That's GRO.inc. We'll catch you in the next episode.